Welcome back, my magical star beings. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at who's changed their mind about you. So, in terms of your pile selection, you can either choose the pile you're most drawn to, or you can pick your pile based off your own zodiac. So for pile 1, we have rose quartz with the Ace of Cups. For pile 2, we have the Opalite pendulum with the moon. And for pile 3, we have clear quartz with temperance. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below. Also, if you'd like to support the channel by watching the sponsored segments of the video, then I would appreciate it, but then I'll see you at your reading. I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but it is a bit tricky when reading for the collective. If you want something more personal, you can always check in with the psychic for a more in-depth description. Speaking of which, I tried a clairvoyant from Psychic Source, and yes, they're sponsoring today's video. Thank you, Psychic Source. I got matched with a clairvoyant through their site, and honestly, I wasn't expecting her to be that accurate. I gave her no personal info, just asked about my future love life, and somehow she instantly picked up that I'm already in a relationship. She literally said, "Why are you asking about the future without mentioning him?" I was literally speechless, but then I remembered that's kind of what I do too. Still a shocking experience to be on the receiving end of it. She described my future partner as someone who makes me really happy, with great communication and a bond that can handle anything. But the part that really stuck with me, she said she saw my future husband giving me purple flowers. A few weeks later, nothing happened, so I kind of forgot about it. Then we saw a tattoo promo on Instagram. My boyfriend sent me his ideas so I can book, and boom, a purple flower. Not a bouquet, but I'm definitely taking that as a sign. You can chat with gifted advisors however you're most comfortable, phone, video, or even text. Setting up my account on their website was super easy, and they have this quick little quiz that helps you find a psychic based on what you're looking for, whether it's love, past lives, energy readings, whatever. It made the whole process really personal and intentional. What sets them apart is the level of care and integrity. Only 2% of their applicants actually become advisors, so you know you're speaking to someone who's truly gifted and held to high ethical standards. And they back everything up with a no risk guarantee. If you're not happy with your last paid reading, it's free. For a limited time, you can use my code Siren at psychicsource.com when checking out, or you can just click the link in my description box below at trypsychicsource.com/siren. You'll get up to 40 minutes with an advisor for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. You don't have to use it all in one session. You can spread those minutes out across multiple advisors to see who you truly resonate with. They also donate 1% of your purchase to charity at no extra cost to you. Oh, and yes, I do get paid for this promo, so when you sign up with Psychic Source, you're feeding a perpetually hungry, slightly dramatic psychic, that'd be me, and funding my next impulsive crystal purchase. As you can see, the channel needs some new crystals. But that's all for now. Thank you again to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. Pile 1, you chose the Rose Quartz Crystal and the Ace of Cups. We're going to be taking a look at who's changed their mind about you. Before we get started, I'd just like to announce that I do have 10 spots available for the first week of December personal readings. If you'd like to book with me, you can find my contact details in the description box below. Spirit guides of pile number 1, please tap me into the energy of the person that has changed their mind about pile number 1. Who has changed their mind about pile 1? We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Wands reverse, as well as the Eight of Wands. Okay, I'm getting that this person once didn't like you, or once felt very estranged from you, like you guys didn't kind of click in any way. If it wasn't like not liking you, it was like you guys didn't click and they felt like they didn't really relate to you. They felt like there was like an awkwardness there, lack of feelings. Um, if that makes sense, like just those people you don't necessarily click with. Or for others of you, they could have felt disdain towards you, they could have judged you too quickly, or just didn't like you at first. The Wheel of Fortune does show a big change in their feelings, though, where maybe they're starting to like you with the Ace of Cups. This card originally came out reversed, but I made it upright for pile picking purposes, because all the cards came out reversed, but then I made them upright for pile picking. So there's this energy of like, I once didn't like you, or I once didn't feel anything for you, and now I'm starting to feel something. And in fact, now they're starting to admire you and even feel enamored by you. For some of you, this feels like maybe they didn't have a great first impression of you, but now they're starting to like you, when maybe they thought you didn't like them, and that's why they kind of like pulled away from you at first, but then they saw a different energy from you, and so their energy changed towards you. So overall, at first they didn't like you, or at first there was an awkwardness or a bad first impression, or at first they kind of just didn't click with you, but then something changed where they did start to like you and give you a chance in some way. This could even be the type of energy of, I thought you were mean, I thought you wouldn't like me, but then I got to know you and my opinion changed of you. They kind of feel a little bit bad that they felt that way about you first, but they're glad they kind of gave you a chance. And now that they gave you a chance, they wouldn't want to let you go. They feel like they're so glad they did, because if they didn't, they would have missed out on something beautiful here by judging you first too much in an opinionated way without giving you a chance at first. So they feel like they're glad they did, because now they have something valuable with you, inseparable. This is somebody that is very attached to you right now at the moment, and they feel inseparable from you. There's also mutual feelings here where you both like each other, whether platonically, romantically. And you could have gone on to have like a long-term connection with them, where that connection sticked and stayed in your life for a long time with the Ten of Pentacles. This could look like, we met each other years ago, and maybe at first I thought we wouldn't get along, but now we've been inseparable since. Maybe known each other years, months. But for most of you, years with the Pentacle cards. This could be someone we've been friends with for years, or someone we've been dating for years. The Wheel of Fortune shows something fated or some kind of divine timing. So if at first you didn't get along, or if at first you didn't click, maybe it's because it was not yet in the divine timing. But with the Wheel of Fortune here, it kind of just shows that you were meant to meet each other, or meant to be a part of each other's lives. And maybe this served as a lesson for them to maybe not judge too quickly, or give people a chance and take a chance on relationships, because sometimes our first impressions may be wrong, or sometimes we might think something of a person but be wrong or be projecting. So I guess it's just about taking a chance on life and not closing yourself off to people just because of your first thought or opinion of them. Now with the Ace of Wands reverse, maybe at first they weren't necessarily like excited to form some kind of connection with you, but then later on they saw something kind of appealing about you and started to change their mind about how excited they are spending time with you. Or this could look like maybe you weren't their usual type, either physical appearance wise, or maybe you weren't necessarily the type of person they always try to be friends with or go for personality-wise, but then they're glad they gave you a chance. Because with the Eight of Wands, it's like they judged you too quickly or made an opinion about you too fast without giving you a chance at first. But then I see you guys kind of like getting along, and them realizing you're actually more similar than they realize. This person might be trying to stay mysterious right now in their energy. Because this woman isn't showing her face here, it's reminding me of that. Okay, so this is somebody that has a chilled, laid-back personality. They're not really somebody that lives an active, exciting life. They more so could be a homebody, could be introverted. They don't have a lot of friends or a lot of people around them. They are kind of like, not boring in a way, but they like stability, they like peace and comfort over excitement or spontaneity. Or even, I feel like they wouldn't necessarily like loud crowds, large crowds. They don't really like going out partying. They would rather like stay at home with a book or watch a good movie or something like that. That's what I feel from their personality. Also, what I get is they could have a very specific scent to them that you sometimes smell even when they're not around. I don't know why I'm getting that, but maybe you're picking up on them psychically, if that is the case for some. It is 1331 on the clock, so there might be an angel number or synchronicity there. This is also someone that forms opinions really quickly about people without like fully giving them a chance in a way, or forms opinions about things quickly, situations. This is also someone that is open to change, looking for big opportunities right now that are going to bring them stability and some kind of help financially. Like maybe they're looking to make career moves right now that can help them support their family in some way or something like that. They are a loyal person once they are close to the person, but I don't get that they're loyal to like a stranger, which is normal, but yeah. We have the Four of Cups reversed. They are also someone really lucky in the sense where even when they're not looking for something, they will somehow receive it. Like, let's say they're not necessarily looking for a relationship, but somehow someone's interested in them. Or let's say they're not really looking for that opportunity, but it just falls in their lap, but somebody else wanted it but didn't get it. Or it could look like maybe they're a little bit impulsive, doing things without thinking, and then later it pays off for them. For some of you, this could be a coworker or someone you work with the Three of Pentacles at the back of the deck, someone you went to school with or college with, or someone you see in your everyday life. And they could have told you like, oh, I thought you would be mean at first, or oh, I thought you wouldn't like me at first. If anybody's told you that, if anybody comes to mind, this could be them. And again, you seem to have like a closer relationship with them now with the Ten of Cups. They seem to have been in your life for a long time. It seems like you and them don't have any huge problems in your relationship. Maybe here and there small issues come up or small arguments come up, but nothing threatening the connection that's so huge, you know? It just feels like you and this person have a peaceful connection, not much drama. And it feels like you guys can tell each other everything. And even if you just like chill at home together, it's like you never get bored. You can just be scrolling on your phones together at home or visiting each other's houses a lot. Maybe you and this person don't go out a lot, but like visit each other's homes a lot. Maybe you know their family, they know your family. I'm getting that kind of closeness here. And it's like you don't always have to be talking to spend quality time together. You can kind of be doing your own thing, enjoying each other's presence in the moment while you're spending time together. That is the connection I feel here. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Eight of Swords and the Sun reverse. So this person could be someone with a lot of anxiety, a lot of pessimistic thinking. Even when there are no challenges present in their life or nothing is like kind of holding them back, they always think of the worst possible outcome. And they might not be the most positive person, might be a little bit more pessimistic with the Sun reverse. They may have even gone through life circumstances that they don't talk about, where some people think their life has been easy, but it hasn't. They just don't speak about those things, those traumas they've been through. And I get that this person never wants to let you go or have this connection end. They're very sure that this is what they want in their life and they want to like see this through till the end. Maybe for some of you as well, they didn't trust you at first and they had trust issues and they had a hard time letting you in. But then they realized they could trust you. And maybe for others of you, it was due to gossip or what they heard about you, but then they gave you a chance and saw that maybe what was said about you wasn't true. I feel like they feel kind of embarrassed that they once felt this way or thought this about you, because now they see that's opposite from the truth. 3 of Cups, 5 of Swords reverse, Knight of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. Maybe someone wanted there to be a war between the two of you, because I see like a war between the two of you. And I don't think that necessarily happened in your connection, because I feel like you and them don't have any huge problems, but maybe somebody was like trying to get between you two or didn't want you to be friends or have a relationship, and they were doing so sneakily, thinking they wouldn't get caught with the 7 of Swords reversed at the back of the deck. That's just what I feel intuitively from the energy. But 7 of Swords reverse and 5 of Swords reverse tells me that this is confirmation for some of you that they had trust issues and didn't know whether to trust you or not. And then they're glad that they let you in. For most of you, I feel like this could be a co-worker or friendship with the 3 of Cups or 3 of Pentacles. Those cards usually show up as like a friendship or someone we work with. I see someone almost like trying to pull the string between the two of you so that you're facing away from each other metaphorically. Like, imagine there's a string between the two of you and they're trying to like pull it so that you're facing away from each other. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. So someone could have tried to like separate you or sabotage your connection before it even started. This could be someone really romantic, but the type of person that kind of like values other people's opinions about who they date. So they could be the type of friend that's like telling you about their love life, and if their friends don't like that person, they're gonna trust their friends' opinions, because sometimes they can kind of like go into situations with rose-colored glasses and not realize that maybe they're getting played in the situation or something. So I feel like that energy is present with them. Maybe at first they thought you guys would have like very different interests or different personalities. Again, that you wouldn't get along. Okay, I'm going to see if I can channel any other information about them clairvoyantly and their personality. But hopefully I've described somebody you know, and let me know in the comments if you figured out who this is yet. So I'm seeing somebody that smokes in my mind's eye, cigarettes specifically. I'm also seeing a gamer for some. I'm seeing somebody that's an animal lover and wouldn't harm any animal, no matter if they're like a bug, a spider, even if they're scared of bugs. It's like they wouldn't harm the bug. I'm seeing somebody that loves Asian food or is Asian. Because I keep seeing sushi in my mind's eye and chopsticks. This person thinks very highly of themselves, and I guess they have a little bit of an ego, but it's not coming through in an unhealthy way. They're very like empowered within their self-perception. This person could gym a lot or take interest in like physical fitness, health, bettering their health in some way. For some, they could also be a plant mom or dad where they have like plants all over their home. I just feel the energy of someone that loves nature and animals. Maybe they go camping or on hikes a lot, or maybe they look out at the moon and the stars at night, like when they're bored. I also get the imagery of a cat, so maybe they have a cat. And I get the imagery of somebody that like likes to look in the mirror a lot. can be a little bit vain. I also feel the energy of somebody that's an impulsive spender, may sometimes spend all their money on like exciting things that may be useless later on. They may have special interests in things that are outside the interests of like most people, like for example dinosaurs, things like that, or history. And I do get that there is another parallel reality where you and them are living sort of an opposite life. I don't know why I'm picking up on that though. Maybe you feel like this person brings some kind of beautiful kind of magic into your life, like things changed in your life for the better ever since this person entered your life, or vice versa. You brought the magic in their life and changed their life. So I'm going to remove these cards now and take a look at zodiacs and initials. I'm hoping to either get yours or theirs for extra confirmation. I see big eyes. I see a mustache. I see like a man with hairy legs. But I also see a woman with like really big eyes. I'm also hearing the word classy. And I'm seeing somebody that dresses in a classy way, where they wear like a lot of dresses. And I'm seeing Charlotte from Sex and the City, like the way she dresses. I'm also seeing that you and this person could like eat a lot together, because I see you at a restaurant together. So maybe this person's a foodie and you are too. We have Scorpio, or you just like eat together all the time. Virgo. It's also starting to rain now, so I don't know if that's significant, if this person likes the rain. We have Cancer. And we have Capricorn. Let me just do this so that I can take these initials. So if you want to see my membership, I do post a weekly video on there if you like my readings. And also let me know how this has resonated in the comments. We have V, O, S, A, N, C, U, Q, H. For some of you as well, this could be someone that lives in another city or country, long distance friendship or relationship, or internet friend. H, A, O, G, D, and X. So that is all I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Pile 2, you chose the Opalite pendulum and the moon card. We're going to be taking a look at who's changed their mind about you. So before I get started, I'd just like to announce that I do have 10 spots available for personal readings for the first week of December. If you'd like to book with me, you can find my contact details in the description box below. So the moon here tells me, since this card originally came out reversed, all the cards came out reversed for all piles, but I just put them upright for pile picking purposes. So I'm going to read both upright and reverse meanings. The moon reverse tells me that right now they changed their mind about you because they got more information on you. I feel like this person thought you were very mysterious, thought you were maybe private or secretive, and they knew that you had a lot more depth to you than meets the eye, but I guess they were cautious and they were trying to figure out your intentions and trying to figure you out in some way, because when they have a lack of information on a person or subject, it's hard for them to trust or open up. And I see them like trying to figure out the answer in their head of like your intentions, and I even see them like thinking of something in their head, wanting to know yes or no answer, whether it's like you like them or not, whether you have good intentions towards them or not. Those are just things I can think of in the moment, but it's like they're trying to figure out a yes or no answer. Are you showing yes or no? And I think after some time of like getting to know you slowly deepening the connection with you, after getting more information, they've kind of come to a conclusion, and now they're less confused and have more clarity. It's almost like I was confused about whether to trust you or not, or whether you had my best intentions in mind, but now I know for sure what this is, or what who you are in some way. There's almost this feeling I'm seeing like those things you shake that give like yes or no answers, or like try again next time. I forgot what they're called, but I'm seeing one of those in my mind. So I guess I was seeing like the one where it says ask again next time. So every time they try to like figure out if it's like a yes or no, they couldn't get their answer, but maybe after a while they did. And I heard the word self-preservation and trust. So there's a theme here of like, I want to preserve my own peace in a way. Like, I don't want to trust too easily. I want to make sure I'm protecting my heart. So it was nothing personal against you. So 9 of Pentacles reverse, 6 of Wands, the Emperor, and the King of Swords reverse. So King of Swords reverse represents them trying to figure out if you're honest or not with them, or if you're honest with your intentions. King of Swords reverse to me is also making me think they were confused about you. They didn't know what was truth and what was fact, and what was an illusion or fear, or if it was a gut feeling. It's like they just didn't know what to think. They didn't know if you were being genuine or strategic. It's like they wanted to know more answers first before they open up. So I guess think of who seemed suspicious of your intentions, who seemed to almost like try to figure you out and gain more information on you in some way, either through, stalking your social media, asking you a lot of questions, or just looking at you suspiciously with like suspicious eyes and seeming like they're trying to figure you out. Who took a long time to open up to you, to trust you in some way, where they maybe questioned your motives or intentions. That is the person I'm picking up on here. I also saw the angel number 333, so their feelings seem to have grown for you, and they realize that you're a supportive friend or lover or person in their life, and they realize that they can indulge in whatever you have to offer. I think for them, now I'm not trying to like say anything bad, but like, those people that are very attractive, and I'm not saying they're like egocentric or self-centered, because this does happen to certain people, but they see themselves as somebody that's like highly attractive, where they wonder like, are people just like trying to be with me for my looks, or do they really like me for me? Or maybe they could have a lot of achievements or a great talent, and maybe they have like a lot of people try to be around them strategically to benefit off them. It's like this person was trying to figure out if you had superficial intentions or not, if your intentions were coming from the ego or coming from the heart. And they figured out that your intentions are coming from the heart and are coming from more this emotional place. I guess they were also trying to figure out if you lied to them, or if you told them things that were not true, if you were keeping secrets from them. That's what they were trying to figure out. They may have tested you a little bit in many different ways, tested your reaction to specific things. They may have been really mysterious because you were being mysterious in private to get you to open up first. And they may have had a lot of people kind of like rely on them too much or use them in some way. And these are for things they have, like either because of their beauty, their looks, or their successes or achievements or talent, or even social hierarchy, I guess. Like for example, let's say they're in a powerful place in their work, and maybe people are always like trying to network with them. Or let's say they're really popular and people are always like trying to befriend them because they're popular, or Six of Wands could be somebody that's like well recognized. Maybe they have a large following on social media or something. This is the energy I feel from them. And if there's nothing like that about them, then maybe they delusionally think this about themselves. But I don't think for most that's the case. I guess they were trying to prevent problems from happening. They were trying to prevent trusting the wrong people. And so they put you through a series of tests to see how you really feel about them, and to see what the future would hold between you and them, because they want to feel secure in a connection and feel like whoever I keep in my life, I know I can blindly trust. Which is valid. It is valid to feel that way. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords. For some of you, if this is like a romantic connection, maybe there's somebody that dates for love, dates for marriage, dates because maybe one day they want to have kids, they really want a family, and they want to make sure whoever's going to be the father or mother of their kids has to be a good parent, has to treat them right, all of that. Queen of Swords, Two of Swords. I do feel that this person does have some insecurities, even though they come across as somebody that has a lot to be proud of within their life. Maybe they have some insecurities. So Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, Seven of Wands reverse, and the Strength card with the Five of Wands reverse at the back of the deck. This person doesn't like drama. They kind of like are someone with a guard up, but I think they're learning to trust again at this phase of their life right now. They've kind of made a promise to themselves to let more people in, to give more people chances, because I think for so long they were so closed off and guarded and distrusting of other people's intentions that they never let anybody in, and that has led to a feeling of loneliness for them that I feel intuitively, because they've been kind of like protecting their space, protecting their peace, their bubble. It's almost like they notice nobody's around them because of this. Like, it's almost like they protected their peace a little bit too much. I feel like this person is strong and resilient. They've been through some things. And if some of you are going to say, like, this sounds like me, I don't think this is you. I think this is someone similar to you with a similar life journey. Even if you can't think of who they are, I wouldn't read you if we're doing a reading intended to ask about another person. Because sometimes I get a lot of those comments, and it just means that maybe the energy is kind of like matching in a way, or that they're similar to you. Or I could be reading both your and their energy and seeming to confuse it. So it's not that I'm reading you. Some of you could have had a sexual connection with this person or have a sexual connection with them. I feel a lot of sexual energy between the two of you. This is also someone that is kind of blunt in a way. They just say their opinions. They don't care who agrees with them, who doesn't. They believe in what they believe in, and F who doesn't. That's the kind of attitude they have towards the world. They are somebody that is very decisive. They know what they want, and they're not afraid to ask for it. And they're also not afraid to kind of look for it, or there's almost like this energy of like, what I want is what I want. I'm not going to change that to please another person. So we have Queen of Cups, Two of Pentacles reverse, the Page of Wands. They're also somebody that values stability. There's someone with depth and a lot of emotions, but they come across as like more logical in their personality than emotional. But once you get to know them, you'll see that they're like kind of like a tough cookie on the outside, but a softie on the inside. So Tower reverse, Queen of Pentacles reverse, and Nine of Cups reverse back the deck. This person feels as though things didn't go their way a lot of times for them. both within relationships and their career. They felt like they were always having to fix problems for themselves and others, and they never got a break. Like, it almost just feels like the universe, to them, it feels this way. Like the universe or God was just chucking problems at them the whole time, never giving them a break. And I don't think that is necessarily the case, but that's how they feel. And like I said, if you do relate to this person, it doesn't mean I'm reading you. Sometimes this person, I'm not gonna lie, can be a little bit emotionally manipulative, but I don't get that they're intending to be. It comes from insecurities of theirs, and I feel like it's a learned behavior from somebody around them, where I don't feel like they're consciously doing it. What I also do pick up from this person is that they're very intelligent, yet very emotional at the same time. They can come across as selfish at first, but they're trying to figure out who they can give to because they've been used a lot, or they felt they've been used a lot, or they feel like people would use them. So they can kind of seem a little bit greedy and selfish at first, but it's only because they are protecting what they have. Especially if they felt like things didn't go their way for so long and they had to climb their way to the top, even though life was like kind of chucking things at them. While they're like climbing the ladder to success, life is continuously chucking things at them and they're almost falling off the ladder. And then it's like, I want to protect what I have now because I worked so hard for it and it was so challenging getting here. I fully get that. So I do feel like this person can sometimes be emotionally imbalanced with the Queen of Cups, Two of Pentacles reverse. I feel like sometimes what I'm picking up here is a manic energy and a depressive energy. So I don't know if this person has bipolar or if they just display that energy or behavior. I'm not a medical professional. I can't diagnose anybody, but I'm just telling you what I feel here energetically. Sometimes they're like really manic and like excited, and like sometimes that can lead to impulsivity and like them doing things that they weren't supposed to, or even like taking risks that they wouldn't have taken otherwise. And then there's other moments where they're like really low emotionally and depressed, and I guess you never know what side of them you're gonna get. Like, they're kind of unpredictable when it comes to their emotions. Like, one day they're like this, the next day they're like this. You never know which side of them you're gonna get. That is what I feel from their energy. I also feel like this person, when they're in that low phase, it's like they have no energy. It's like they're kind of lethargic. And then they almost like have no ambition when they're in that phase. They are also someone really loyal. If they date a person, they're monogamous and they're loyal to that person. They won't like date anybody else or go behind that person's back or cheat or anything like that. So I'm just going to see what I can channel about this person using my clairvoyance for the last part of the reading to just end off before we get zodiacs and initials. This person could bake or cook a lot. They could be at a powerful place right now in their life or in their career. They have like this very big, empowering energy. They like the spotlight. They like attention being on them. I wouldn't be surprised if they have like a goal of being like internet famous, or, you know, like getting a lot of attention from other people online or even in public. Because I just feel like they like that attention on them. They could be creative for some, could have done like theater in school, drama in school. Because I see like a theater kid in my mind's eye, like somebody that wanted to be on stage or something like that. I'm feeling a strong Leo energy, or just somebody that likes attention on them, likes the spotlight on them in some way. They really like compliments and validation too, and they may be very physically affectionate. They may also be super deep and intuitive too, but only the real people get to see that side of them. Kind of dreamy in a way too. They may be very eco-friendly, caring about the environment. They would be that type of person that would lecture you if you littered. But I do also get that sometimes this person gets defensive when people lecture them. So I see them like doing something and then somebody lecturing them on something and they're like, shut up in a joking way. I won't lie, sometimes, earlier I was picking up on the emotional manipulation energy, but I don't think they're doing it purposely. What I'm picking up on, about that for some is they almost like do things to get attention. And I think they learned this from childhood because I feel like their parents didn't pay a lot of attention to them or paid more attention to siblings, or like maybe they were neglected emotionally in some way. And they had to learn that the only way they could get attention is from like acting out in some way. So maybe they fall and act like they're in more pain than they actually are, because in those moments they learn that, oh, that's the only way I get attention. So I see somebody like almost falling and then making the pain seem worse than it actually is to get more attention and to get people to feel sorry for them. But I don't think they're doing it maliciously or consciously. I think it's just a way for them to feel loved and to feel like people care about them. That's a different perspective, because usually I don't like understand manipulative people, but Spirit is kind of giving me a different perspective on that, making me feel kind of bad for them. This person could also be kind of unhinged in a way. Like if how do I say this without like saying it fully on YouTube? Because I can't fully say what I want to say. Like, let's say someone effed them over and got karma, they would like laugh at that person, to just put it lightly. I won't say the full thing of what I'm seeing, because, yeah. Or let's just say, I'll give some of like what I'm seeing. Trigger warning, let's say they went through some kind of trauma at the hands of another, and that person went to jail for it. Like, let's say that person like abused them or something. And then they're like, bring death penalty back. Like, I'm seeing that kind of energy with them. I guess that's a little bit extreme of an example that I'm seeing in my mind's eye, but that's kind of like how their energy feels. If I could put it in a less extreme way, then maybe it's like they get really happy when like people that have wronged them, like when something bad happens to them, or maybe they would be the type to be petty or get revenge. Okay. So let me know how this has resonated for you so far in the comments below. Have you figured out who this person is yet? And if you're there or their zodiac or initial comes out, let me know. So we have Pisces, Leo, which I did mention Leo, cool. We have Aries, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Also, what I'm getting from them is they could be soft-spoken and seem kind of innocent, but they also have that, like, unhinged side to them as well. But they're kind of, like, fun and funny with it. It's not, like, a bad, unhinged. It's more like a funny, playful, unhinged. I don't really know how to explain it, but that's just what I'm hearing. So we have S-O. We have J, U, Q, M, I, G, T, O, B. You and them could have like code words together, or a specific password, or specific code words, BY, some kind of like secret you share with each other. Because what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, we have D, is, you know, when you have like a friend in school, let's say, and then you kind of come up with a code word to talk about somebody because maybe you don't want the rest of the class to know who you're talking about with this friend. So you're like, okay, when we mention pineapple, we're talking about this person. I'm seeing that in my mind's eye. Okay, so we have D, L, C, Z, A, K. I also get that they have a lot of anxiety. Even though they seem pretty fearless to other people, they're very scared to do certain things. a little bit cowardly at times, but I feel like they try to like move past their fears. K, M, P, X, and A. So that is all I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Pile 3, you chose the clear quartz crystal in the Temperance card. We're going to be taking a look at who's changed their mind about you. Before we get started, I'd just like to announce that I do have 10 spots available for personal readings for the first week of December. If you'd like to book with me, you can find all my details in the description box below. Okay, so for some of you, what I feel initially from this person, but I'll see like more of what we see here like in the cards when I get the cards, but what I feel initially from this person is they really liked you, and they wanted to take it slow with you, whether this was like forming a relationship or a friendship. They just wanted to take it slow. They may have felt pressured or rushed into a decision or something, and maybe they didn't like that. They really liked you at first, but then it's kind of like they were made to feel annoying. Like, I see them trying to get your attention in some way, and you ignoring them, or you maybe focusing on something else. And I don't think you were trying to do this purposely. Maybe you were busy in that moment and they kept texting you and they took it as like, oh, I'm not wanted here. Or maybe they were trying to get your attention in some way and you were busy in that moment, or you were just not realizing it in that moment, or you were pulling away in that moment and they just took it as like, oh, I guess I'm just annoying this person. I guess I'll remove myself from their life. So let's see what comes through in the cards to see more on this. Tower reverse, Emperor, Queen of Cups, and Two of Pentacles reverse with the Queen of Swords. It's almost like they felt embarrassed. They felt like you were too good for them. With the Queen of Wands at the back of the deck, I get this feeling of like, I feel like you're too good for me. I feel like if other people see us out in public together, they're gonna laugh at us. It's almost like that feeling of like, I don't feel attractive enough to be with you, and they felt like insecure. They could have been really attractive to you, but maybe they just felt insecure, like they were not good enough to be seen next to you, like you were out of their league in some way. If this was like not romantic or about attraction, then maybe it's just like they didn't feel good enough to you in some way, either in personality or they felt like you were too good for them in some way. Something about that's coming through. They thought like, I want to pursue this and I want to try, and like maybe I can be good enough for them. But something showed them that they're not. And this doesn't necessarily have to be true in terms of facts. Like, they could be good enough for you, but it's almost like something showed them that that belief was true. I'm seeing 222 on the clock. So imagine I get like a message from somebody being like, oh, that person's too good for you. Or, oh, you could never get that person. Or, oh, that person will never pay attention to you. Or imagine you're telling like your friend about a person you're starting to see and they're like, oh, that person took an interest in you. There's something in the physical world that kind of like, some kind of proof showed them that you're too good for them. I don't know if it was like something another person said, if it was something you did or said indirectly. There's just something that almost like proved that belief to them, even if that belief is not rooted in facts, right? This person could have ghosted you or could have like just left without a reason, and you could have wondered why, like, oh, I really like this person. With the Queen of Cups, it seemed like you were starting to get emotionally attached to this person. It seems like you were starting to care about them a lot. But it's like they just left out of nowhere and you wondered why. And it's like you guys could have been good together. What I feel for most of you is like romantic energies, but it doesn't have to be for everybody. But like I keep getting romantic situations. And for others of you, I'm getting that like they liked you at first, but then maybe you did something or said something that they deemed as like untrustworthy or was kind of like a deal breaker to them, and they didn't know how to communicate that, and so they ghosted you or left without an explanation. I feel that energy of like leaving without an explanation. And if that is not the case for some of you, then it could be like you guys slowly drifted apart and you don't understand why. You never got like your closure in the situation. And the thing is, again, like, I feel like you guys could have been good together. You guys could have had something beautiful if this person didn't let their insecurities get the better of them, because I feel like it was not really necessarily rooted in fact what they thought in their head, because I feel like you were ready and willing to give them a chance, and if you thought that, you wouldn't have. So I don't know. I just feel like this person let go too quickly, or just like pushed you away in some way based on their own insecurities. But I feel like you guys could have literally had something beautiful, and I'm so stuck on that as I'm doing this reading. Like, I know I should move on to the next message, but I'm so stuck on that. Anyways, I feel like, yeah, this person just let their insecurities get the better of you. So in this reading, there's this theme of like, I first liked you, but then I realize I feel unwanted, or I feel like you wouldn't like me back, or I don't feel good enough for you, so I'm leaving. So the other two piles were more so like the person maybe like not trusting them first or not liking them at first, but then later changing their mind. In this case, it's like, I liked you at first, but now I changed my mind. Not that I end up not liking you, but maybe I removed myself from the situation because I felt unwanted, or I felt not good enough, or something. It's like with the Tower reverse, they thought that there would be problems in your connection, even though problems hadn't shown itself. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like this energy of, let's say we have a man that, for example, is like really nerdy, and he's saying like, oh, women are always like not liking me because of my nerdy side. It always happens. Or I'm trying to think of examples to explain this energy. Let's say it's like maybe you two wanted something different, where one person wanted a committed relationship, one person didn't. And we were maybe both willing to compromise here and there. But then maybe one person was like, oh, it's going to be a problem later on. I know it's, even though it's maybe not a problem now, because we were honest with each other, and we know that we both want different things, but we're willing to work on it. But it's like that kind of energy of like, there's no problem right now, but it's like I'm creating a problem in my head, and I'm saying there's going to be a problem later on. That's the energy I feel from this Tower reverse. And I feel like you were talking to this person a lot. You felt emotionally connected with them. You may have been talking with them for some time, or knew them for some time, or wanted to. It's kind of like you look back at them fondly and you think of them fondly. And even though they had these insecurities in their mind, you never thought of them in that way. Like, they probably think that you thought of them in a negative way, but that wasn't the case. You actually thought of them like quite positively, but they thought you thought negatively of them. So I guess their self-perception and own insecurities and self-worth wounds got in the way of something good. I feel really sad seeing this energy. They could be a hard worker with the Seven of Pentacles. Humble as well, strength. Knight of Cups. Page of Wands. I do feel intuitively, from my mind's eye, from what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, that this person still checks your social media. And as I say that, I hear a ringing in my right ear. So they still check up on you, and they know what's going on in your life right now. So Knight of Cups, Page of Wands, the Fool reverse, and Nine of Wands reverse. This person was serious about you and you were about them. And maybe like you were getting to know each other for a few months, like you were building something strong and serious here. But it's like, with the Nine of Wands reverse, it's like they were walking on eggshells, waiting for something bad to happen, waiting for things to be destroyed. And it looks like they self-sabotaged before you could leave. Like, it's like that energy of, I think you're gonna leave me and I think you're not gonna like want to be with me, so I sabotage things before you can do it. Like, I leave before you can leave kind of energy. And Nine of Wands energy reverse sometimes to me is about like, sometimes I read it as like creating a problem where it doesn't exist, depending on like how I feel in the energy. Because with different cards, like sometimes I'll read it differently depending on how the energy feels. But to me in this reading, it feels like that, like I'm creating a problem in my head that doesn't even exist. It's like this person worried a lot, and it's like because of their worries and fears, and I know we don't see Nine of Swords yet, but I see worries and fears in my mind's eye, they just sabotage things. And they had strong feelings for you romantically. I keep picking up on romantic energies. And you guys even had like some kind of chemistry. It's like you guys had like more of an emotional connection with each other, and it was building slowly, but you guys also had like an exciting kind of dynamic where you could banter with each other, make each other laugh. I feel like this person sometimes thinks about what could have been if they didn't let their fears get the better of them, but they still to this day believe that these problems would exist in your connection if they continued with you. But some part of them wonders, what if it did work out, and what if I just mess things up now? Because they almost feel like if they had to come back and try with you again, you wouldn't want to because they messed things up in the first place. The Six of Wands. Yeah, they wonder like if things would have worked out between the two of you if they stayed. It's like they feared your rejection in some way. They feared you not liking them back the same. So Six of Wands, Page of Swords, and the Empress reverse. With the Knight of Pentacles reverse at the back of the deck. So there was some kind of switch up in the energy where one moment everything was fine, and then the next moment they were gone. Something happened in between that phase, and you may have felt really mad, sad, and angry about this because you let them in and then they just left without an explanation. And it's like, again, you could have had something good, but you felt really mad and sad when they left. Because they just switched up on you out of nowhere, and you didn't see it coming, and you didn't know why it happened. This is interesting because, like, usually when I think of a person ghosting another person, usually I think it's because, like, maybe, oh, they didn't have compatibility or something. Or, like, maybe they didn't see it working out and they didn't know how to communicate. But in this case, it's, like, very different. This person liked you. They really did, but they let their fears get the better of them. Empress Reverse is also about insecurities, self-worth wounds. And the Page of Swords confirms what I said about them checking your social media, because it's a card of curiosity, and to me, it's my social media stalking card. I also feel like you and this person have some kind of like spiritual, intuitive connection. Let me see what I can channel about them clairvoyantly. You guys could have had like a puppy love kind of connection where it almost felt innocent in a way. It felt like this person didn't even like try to sleep with you on the first date or whatever. Or it felt like they didn't even like try to touch you in a sexual way or try to like flirt in a sexual way. It felt very innocent, like Six of Cups energy, like two kids playing with each other. Maybe there was like a lot of laughter, a lot of jokes, banter involved. It felt like you two had like a real friendship too outside romance. And I just don't get why this person left, because I feel like you guys could have had something really cute and sweet. There could have been like some kind of birthday party attended, like maybe they attended your birthday party or you attended theirs, or maybe a friend's of theirs or a friend of yours. For some, not all. Don't force the message if it doesn't resonate. I'm seeing somebody that's good at fixing things around the home, very handy. I'm picking up a mostly masculine energy in this pile. Well, it also depends on your sexuality, but I guess the majority here is masculine energy. They could have been like a really positive, like happy kind of person, smiling all the time. They had like this very infectious energy about them, where when they smile or laugh, like everybody else wants to as well. They're super charismatic as well. I'm also seeing Cancer energy in my mind's eye, the symbol. For some of you, this could have been like a long distance thing where they wrote this off before even giving a chance. Like, let's say you and this person started talking and they live in another country or city and they thought, okay, no, a long distance relationship isn't gonna last. Let me just leave this. But maybe it could have lasted, because Spirit is showing that like the energy between the two of you in terms of the outcome could have been good, could have worked out if they just gave it a chance, but they didn't. I'm seeing binoculars in my mind, so that confirms that they're watching you. They could be someone with a growth mindset, very practical, strategic, methodical. I'm getting earth sign energy as well, or air sign energy, very perfectionistic. Like things must be done to the T, to the exact point. If it's slightly off center, this person doesn't like it. Very perfectionistic energy, very analytical too. They're also very meticulous. They don't like asking other people for help, especially when another person doesn't do it to the quality they do it. Then they're like getting annoyed, being like, ugh, let me just do it myself. They had pure intentions towards you at the time, and you and them could have like FaceTimed each other a lot or called each other a lot over the phone, because I literally see a vision of you and them talking over the phone, and like you kind of like sitting in this kind of position where you're like lying on your stomach and you're like kicking your feet in the background because you're so happy talking to them. Or that could have been them. They could have also been a very generous person to you and others. I'm also seeing the Aries symbol in my mind's eye. And you and them could have had like similar interests or really clicked, like even from the first meeting. I'm also seeing Jupiter energy in my mind's eye, which is linked to Pisces and Sagittarius. Okay, so since I'm just seeing zodiacs in my mind's eye now, let's move on to the actual zodiacs and initials now. I'm hoping to get yours or theirs. So let me know if you figured out who this is yet. Let me know the T in the comments below. I see them repeating memories in their mind of what happened between the two of you, like in your first meeting. I see them kind of like repeating that memory in their mind the whole time. You know that scene in Shrek where Lord Farquaad is looking at Fiona and he's kind of like repeating the scene the whole time? I'm seeing that in my mind's eye. For some, this could have also been an ex that self-sabotaged. I also feel like they get jealous with the thought of you seeing other people. I don't know if you're actually seeing other people or not yet, but they get jealous of the thought of that. Taurus, Pisces. Oh, and you know, like when you think of Lord Farquaad, people always made fun of him for being short. And like Fiona would have given him a chance probably, like if she didn't like go on to date Shrek. But I remember when like Shrek was like making a joke about him being short and Fiona was like so mad at him for that. So I don't know, like yeah, insecurities are coming up. Taurus, Pisces, Sagittarius, Leo, Gemini, and Aquarius. We have O, A, L, U, F, A, I. I'm hearing the word fallacy, so it's like they took something as fact even though it wasn't fact. So I, B, It's like they were wrong about you. D. Because I do feel like you wanted them. Z. And you did want to make it work. W. J. E. M. We have the name Jem here. Jemima. C. K. Y. CK reminds me of Calvin Klein. Maybe this person wears that a lot. G. And X. So that is all I have for you. I do hope this reading resonated. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you like my readings and want to see more exclusive content of mine, I do post a weekly video on my membership. Thank you for being here and watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.